that plants obtain nutrients from the soil for their growth. But what will happen if we keep growing one crop after another in a field? Yes, you are right. As each crop will use nutrients from the soil, after a few crops, the soil will become deficient in nutrients or infertile. Growing any further crop in such a soil will result in weaker plants and low yield. This is because sufficient nutrients are not available in the soil for these plants. Can you think of a method by which we can replenish the soil with nutrients? Actually, we can add nutrients to the soil to make it fertile again. Would you like to know how farmers add nutrients to the soil? They add manures or fertilizers to the soil. Manure is formed by the decomposition of animal feces such as cow dung and plant residues. Land is dug to make pits in which these wastes are dumped and left for many days. Microorganisms present in the soil decompose them into simpler substances and form manure. As manure is obtained from plants and animals, it is considered an organic substance. The addition of manure to soil is called manuring. Manure is also useful in other ways. It improves the texture of the soil and makes it more porous. It also adds helpful microbes to the soil and also increases its water holding capacity. On the other hand, fertilizers are produced from chemicals in large industrial plants. Therefore, they are considered as inorganic substances. Fertilizers may contain one or more essential nutrients. Some examples of fertilizers are ammonium nitrate, urea, superphosphates and NPK, where NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Fertilizers have been helpful to farmers in getting good yield for their crops. However, do you know that using too much fertilizers is actually harmful to the soil in long run? Let us understand this. Fertilizers increase the acidity of the soil. Now these acids dissolve the soil crumbs and make the soil more compact. This results in poor drainage and air circulation in the soil. Some microorganisms present in the soil help plants in fighting against disease and in converting atmospheric nitrogen into a usable form. The increased acidity of the soil also destroys these microorganisms. Fertilizers also pass through the soil into the groundwater and pollute it. During rains and irrigation, they also pass down to the nearby water bodies and pollute them. Can you suggest some ways to prevent the pollution caused by fertilizers? Yes, you are right. By using manure instead of fertilizers, we can stop this pollution. But are there other ways to do this too? Yes, there are. Farmers use different methods to improve soil fertility. Sometimes they leave the land uncultivated for a few months. This is called fallowing. This is not a cost-effective method as the land is of no use during this time. Another method used is crop rotation. It is the practice of growing different varieties of crops one after another. For example, legumes are grown in one season followed by wheat in the next season. The root nodules of leguminous plants have rhizobium bacteria. These bacteria can absorb nitrogen from the air and convert it into forms that are usable for plants. Thus, growing wheat after legumes provide sufficient nitrogen from the soil to the wheat plants. Let us summarize what we have learnt. The continuous growing of crops make the soil deficient in nutrients. Manures and fertilizers are added to soil to replenish it with nutrients. Excessive use of fertilizer causes soil and water pollution. Use of manure, fallowing and crop rotation are some environment-friendly methods to maintain soil fertility. So this is the end of the module. Thank you.